Welcome to On The Bit. I'm Dave from Dream Thoroughbreds, and with me is Lenny from Bluegrass Bloodstock. How are you, Lenny?
Very good, Dave.
That's good, mate. You were away last week, buddy, and we had a big day out on Derby Day. Tony was on the mark with Bonaria and
2 years in a row.
Yeah, and Preferment in the Derby, and Brazen Bow got us some early money. So we had a really day out. I wish every day was Derby Day, mate. But it's a good stakes day. Stakes day is a good punting day. The last day of the carnival and our last edition of On The Bit for the spring. So hopefully we can put some winners up there for you this week. So the first Group 1 is the Darley Classic over 1,200 metres, and it's a weight for age race, mate. And who do you like in the Darley Classic?
Dave, I think this is the race of the spring, in my opinion.
Good race, yep.
Absolute ripper. There's stars all around. Chautauqua looks like a star in the making, but $2.20 for mine is absolute rock bottom, and I wouldn't be taking that price. He's going in at weight for age this time instead of a handicap. So I'm going to be sticking with Lankan Rupee. I was on him last start. He drew the 9 around the bend at the Valley, had to work extremely hard to get the front, just fell in, but he still won. And Mick Price was quoted as saying before the race that he was being set for the Darley, and I think he's definitely a better horse down the straight. It's $6 on offer. He'll be coming down the grandstand. I think buffering will go down the rail, which I think will suit him. And I'll be taking the $6 about Lankan Rupee for mine.
Yeah, I just can't help but think that Chautauqua has been safe in this race and just primed for a spring campaign where he's only running down the straight races. They missed the Manikato because I don't think they wanted him to go around the bend. He'll run out a very strong 1,200. He's a previous 1,400 metre winner in the autumn. He's come on leaps and bounds this prep. He'll get a gun run behind the speed horses here. Buffering will go down that inside, as you said, with Moment of Change. And I just think Chautauqua will just be behind them and get the card into the race. And I just think the last 200, mate, he's just going to explode.
Probably will.
$2.20 on the bit. I just think you just get on. So the final Group 1 for the spring carnival is the $1 million Emirates Stakes over 1,600 metres, and it's at handicap conditions, this one, mate.
Yep. And with the engagement of the cleaner, this is going to be another good race.
Yeah.
It's a pretty even race, but he'll ensure that it's a pretty solidly run mile, which I think that'll find a few horses out in this.
Yeah.
And I also think you want to be looking for something that probably gets to 2,000. So I was looking at the winner contributor in Nakunji.
Yep.
I thought it was a really good win. He's got really strong international form. International horses have dominated the spring basically over a trip. So engagement of the super freak J-Mac on. I think that's he's flying. So I think this horse is at the top of its game. $5 is not a great price about him, but I'd still probably be in his corner. But I think there's some value in this race. I think Smoke and Jolly will run a really big race. With the cleanup ensuring a good clip.
Now, mate, where's Crowing yet, is he?
He's pretty happy with the way it was going. I don't know if the 67s and 17s that were around on Bet365 a couple of days ago, I think they're gone. But he's probably at his right price now, 21s and 6s.
He did run second in this race last year.
Did run second in this race, and I think his prep's been spot on coming into this race. So I think he's a definite chance, and I think Hook did a fantastic job at the Valley. Watching the replay, I wasn't here, but watching the replay of that race, I think he did really well. He's run third in an Epsom and then won the mile Group 2, so I think he's in great form, and I think he'll run a great race too.
Yeah, a fantastic competitive Group 1 to finish off the carnival. But I think there's a dead set moral in this race. I think Lead Baz will win this. He's won 3 from 3 second up. He never got out of a pocket first up, and I reckon he actually could have won that race if he did. He even got beaten 9 lengths, so I still think he could have won that race. He's been set to peak second up and have a very light spring. He'll get a gun run behind the cleaner in this, who'll obviously lead him out at a good clip. I think it'll actually be a bit hard for the back markers to make too much ground. I want to be on a horse that'll box seat behind him, sort of 3 or 4 pairs back. And I just think the Lee Baz will be there to pounce on the cleaner when he gets the wobbles around the 200. That means I'm tipping Dwayne Dunn and Hawks to win both Group 1s on the final day. He's $9 on the bit. I think take it all day long. His danger is Hooked, no doubt. He's put in 2 big runs in his last 2 starts in big mile races. He looks rock hard fit to win this. He'll be another one who will sit behind the cleaner. Should sit about 3 or 4 pairs back, and he has a big heart, this horse. He'll take a power of beating. That win he had at in the Crystal Mile was the second fastest behind Rennie Randu when he won that mile race a few years ago now. And so I'm going to have a big Quinella there. I think it's a big Quinella waiting. Should pay around $25-30 minimum, and on the bit. So we're going out with a bang this one, mate. Alright, mate, stable news. What's been happening, mate? Any news for us?
The UK, Dave, we didn't manage to purchase anything, but very interesting sale, very strong sale, but I think there's still some life in that sale yet, and there were some very nice horses bought. Tony Noonan got a nice horse that we liked.
So you'll be following the ones you sort of shortlisted anyway, just to see how they
go. Yeah, how they go. Gay obviously spin up. They'll be coming out here again. Yeah. So it'll be quite interesting to see how they go.
Good. Stable news for us is we've got 2 runners on Saturday. Nina is running in at Geelong in a 1500 metre maiden. She's got the bottom weight with Dale Smith on board, and she just looks ready to break through here tomorrow, or on Saturday I should say, and so hopefully she can break through with that win and maybe possibly go on for another run and then set herself up for a nice autumn. And due date goes around in a 1500 metre maiden at Newcastle as well on Saturday. He looks really well suited. He's finally drawn a barrier. He's got barrier 5. Yep. So he should just tuck in behind the leaders on Saturday, and he looks really suited to be able to break through in his maiden as well. So hopefully we can have 2 winners on Saturday. Best on breeding, Lenny. Who's your best on breeding for this week? We didn't have a best on breeding last week, mate. Without you.
Well, we're back. We're race 9 at Clare Big Bang.
Yep.
Really well-bred gelding who was purchased from the New Zealand Premier Sale, 2012 for $280,000. He's by Savabeel, who obviously has got Lucia Valentina running around at the moment.
Yep.
Does a fantastic job. He's got a really strong European pedigree, which you don't see too often in NZ. If he's Dam Ennerdale being by very good staying in, or a very good racehorse, as a matter of fact, was Singspiel. And it's a family of full of black type. The 3rd Dam White Star line was a champion in America, and she's actually by Northern Dancer, so you don't get too many 3rd Dams that are by Northern Dancer these days.
Very nice. One value bet for me, Flemington Race 4, number 12, Ducal Castle. This is a Doomsday gelding. Doomsday had the 2-year-old winner on Cup Day as well, mate.
Yep.
Doomsday's really starting to hit the mark, as we've sort of been on him for the last couple of years, which we thought he'd come through as a sire. This is Doomsday gelding, which with the Moody stable. He's had 1 run this spring for a good win at Mornington 2 weeks ago. He ran his last 634 and 4, coming off the speed with 60 kilos. He drops down to, I think it's 54 on Saturday. He ran some really encouraging races during the autumn and finished 3rd in the Blue Diamond Prelude. I think he's better suited to 1400 metres as Saturday's race. And I just think this guy could even possibly go on to the Sandown Guineas next week. He's come up $21 fixed on Saturday. I think that can give us a really big result. Good each way value there. So on the bid for mine. So your last on the bid special for the year, mate. Who are you on the bid with?
Big memory, Dave. I think he's got the form lines, fantastic form lines. He beat Protectionist in the very fast run Herbert Powell.
Yeah.
Then he over-raced at the back of the field in the Caulfield Cup, which wasn't run at a hard pace, so you could forgive him there. And then last start he ran 2nd in the Lexus behind Sign-Off, and Sign-Off franked the form a few days later and running 4th in the Melbourne Cup. I think this horse is right at the top of his game. I think 2600 at Flemington's going to suit him down to the ground. He's going to get back. There's Noble Protector goes forward. hopefully that ensures enough speed there for him to finish over the top of him. And he's $6 on the bit for mine. Big memory.
I'm on the bit with your best on breeding, mate. I think Claire Big Bang in the last at Flemington. I think you can wait for the last and jump on Claire Big Bang. He was scratched from the Deep Field race last Saturday, and didn't think he could win it against Deep Field. I think he's much better suited here at the 1400 metre handicap. He couldn't get out of a pocket last start and really should have won that race. He's a horse that's competed at Group 1 level last spring, and looks to have found the right race to go bang, I think. $4.20 on the bit. Take some chockies home.
His trainer's having a good carnival,
Stokesy. He knows the type of horses
he does
to bring across. That's the important thing with Stokesy.
Yep.
So, we can get some chockies there, I'd say. Off the bit, Lenny, who are we laying for the last time this spring?
It wasn't too many shorties really to lay, but Gay's brought one across that is an import. Excess Knowledge in race 3.
Yeah.
Got 59 on its back. It finished in front of Padiros and Supreme Warrior. I don't think they'd be figuring too highly in this race. He only carried 56.5 there. He's got to jump from 9. There's going to be some pressure up front, I think, for him to lead. 380 on offer. I think there's better chances in him in the race.
Yeah, I found the 2-year-old favourite in race 1, number 4, Bantam. He's come up $2.50. I just don't want to be taking $2.50 about a 2-year-old at his first start down the straight. He is a Godolphin horse, and he's probably had some experience down the education down the Flemington Straight. But this is actually probably the best 2-year-old race of the spring. This race, and there'll be plenty of smart 2-year-olds being aimed at this race, and I just think he was way too short for mine. So I'll pass on that. He's off the bit. So it's been a pretty good, productive spring, mate, and a great day to finish it off. We'll see you back next autumn. So good luck, and see you next year.
Cheers, guys.